Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had a great weekend. Now, I want to do something a little different here. I'm going to look north. I'm going to look through the United States. I want to show you a little pattern change and look way ahead into the next good chance of rain, which a lot of us need. It's not a guarantee, but this is what's going on. So we've got one system here, a departing system here. So across the United States and Canada. Point being, all these systems lately have been very far to the north. That's where the center of them have been. So with that, it's hard to get fronts to drop down into the Caribbean this time of year. There's a little front across the northern Bahamas and Florida, but that's a weak one and that has fallen apart. So the storm track has been mainly way up to the north. So it's been hard to get, not that we get these giant fronts across the Caribbean, but sometimes we get clipped by fronts. Now we're getting late into the season as we get closer to spring, but this is what's going to happen. By the time we get into next week, a little shift from the storms up here, you can see there's going to be a storm system that develops and rides a little bit more to the south. Still a wait and see. We know how things can change with the weather, but that could drive a front into the Gulf of Mexico, across the Bahamas, down into the Caribbean, and provide a much needed chance of rain in the forecast. So that's what I'm watching. I like to tie everything together for you and show you exactly what I'm seeing and why. Again, watching that storm track shift up to the north, it plays into what's going on across the Caribbean. Now, short term first, and then I'll get into the long term. This is today, a little bit of green, spotty shower possible. Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda. You get towards St. Kitts and Nevis. You get over toward Jamaica, though, so dry, just way too dry, mainly dry in Belize. Could still see a spotty shower, Dominica, over towards St. Martin, back through Barbados today. Now, this is moving forward. So usually I just take you over the next couple days so you can plan ahead, but I'm going to jump way ahead here. This is Thursday. There's going to be another weak front up to the north of us that may drive a shower to north coast of Haiti, Dominican Republic. Could bring a couple showers by mid to late week in Cuba and across the Bahamas. This one's not a big front. But there is that slight chance of rain. Trinidad and Tobago, the rain chance isn't too high the next several days. Guyana and Suriname, later this week, it'll pick up a little bit, watching some spotty showers, Costa Rica and Panama. So that's one front. But let's jump way ahead. What I was talking about, that next system that will eventually move into California, that one should dive down a little bit more. So by the time we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, so we're looking 8, 9, 10 days away. But I want to give you a feel, and I was actually mentioning this in a video, I think about 2 weeks ago, that there are some signs that mid-March may be just a touch wetter. And again, keeping this in perspective, that doesn't mean we're getting a washout or guaranteed rain. We know that. I'm just trying to find that next decent chance of rain. So with that, we'll see that front. If it takes that southern storm track, that would drive some showers across Mexico, Belize, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Jamaica, into Haiti, across the Turks and Caicos and Bahamas, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, as we get into the early and middle parts of next week. So at least we have a shot. Now we need to see if this comes together. Now, if it does, if this were actually to become a front just to the north of us and draw in some showers, it would also bring in a northwesterly flow, which is rare for mid-March. That would actually drop some of the temperatures across the northwestern Caribbean, and that is rare for this time of year, especially since we're talking about 8, 9 days away, mid-March, to have a little bit of a cool down in our northern tier. So it's a wait and see, but this is trying to find when we could get our next decent chance of rain. That would be by about Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Does it happen? Oh, possible. And then I'll have to see kind of how it hangs together, because I know Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, parts of Colombia, Venezuela, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, we could all use some rain through Trinidad and Tobago. So it'll be wait and see, but I just want to give you an idea of what I'm looking at down the road. Now let's get back to today, the forecast today. There we go, Trinidad and Tobago tracking the dust. I want to talk about that more in a second, the dust. So if you're dealing with that, hang with me. Slight chance of a shower today, but you see that minimal chance, a 20% chance. Winds east at 24 kilometers an hour. We get back toward Dominica, and you can see again that rain chance very low. Just a 10% chance of a shower across Dominica today. Plenty of sunshine, a very isolated chance of that passing shower. All right, in Haiti, a chance of a shower. It's actually a slightly better chance than the last few days. It's not a high chance, but a 20% chance of a shower as we get over toward Port-au-Prince, down through Jacmel. Small chance winds northwest at about 16 kilometers an hour. Point being, almost no wind, not much of a breeze, so it is going to feel very hot. Belize, mostly sunny skies for today. Rain chance minimal. I showed you that when I was tracking that short-term forecast for you. Winds east at about 15 kilometers an hour. Now, speaking of the dust, let's take a look at it. A light layer of dust is around right now, especially in our southern sections. We've been seeing that parts of St. Lucia. There's been a little dust even creeping its way back toward Puerto Rico, but there is some dust around. Now, today, a few spotty showers. Showed you that 20% chance in Haiti. We'll take it if we could get it. Now, the end of the week, the dust is going to improve a little bit. There'll be less dust around late this week. So a little bit more early in the week, a little bit less later in the week. Now, mid-March, that's when we're watching it as we get into next week for that next decent chance of rain. I really hope that that happens since we definitely need it. Always watching the seas as well, a light chop on the Caribbean. So thanks for hanging with me with that look ahead so we can see how all of this shakes out. I want to get into that, and I'm going to break down the dust further, show you the animation of that, how it rolls into the Caribbean in tomorrow's video. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day.